Hello Space Engineers, Wellington6012 here, and welcome to another short video regarding my new mod Rationalised build menu. So I thought I'd do a bit of a follow-up, let you know how things are going and talk about some stuff since release, and also a bit of a how-to, more in depth of how I created the mod and how you can customize it or create your own version of it basically. So yeah, if you haven't seen the original video of the sort of setup and whatnot, I will link that up the corner there somewhere. I think there's an icon or something goes up. That's where I went through all of the bits and pieces and yeah, sort of gave a bit of an explanation about some of my rationale behind what I did. So first of all, if we just go over to the Steam page, first of all, a massive thank you. I mean, at this point, yeah, over 1,000 subscribers, and look at all the favorites. We've got all the stars. Where's the stars? We haven't got the stars. There's the stars. And it's on the front page of the workshop. I'm absolutely blown away by the support. And look at all these awards. It's just crazy. And lots of feedback. Like, I've never had so much feedback through this channel, through the YouTube on the last video. With support and thanks and suggestions. It's just been absolutely fantastic. So I just wanted to start off straight away with that. Thank you so much. With that, I am also just going to put in a little bit of a disclaimer. Two disclaimers. First disclaimer is, I do try and respond to everybody's comment. It's been really difficult in this format because of the volume, and it's not very good for replying to people. Steam, so I definitely read them all. If I haven't got back to you, I do apologize. It's something I do try and do, but it just has not been possible this time around. So that's one little thing. The other thing is, just in regards to this mod, just to be clear, I built it for me. So I take on everybody's suggestions, and as you know, I've already changed a lot of things based on people's suggestions. But it is a mod that I've created for me, to suit me, which I have shared with everybody else, which is why I wanted to do this video and actually show you how it's done. So if you want to make the mod for you, then you can adapt it and you can see how I did it. So I just wanted to be clear on the mentality behind why I actually did it is, and why things that might suit other people aren't necessarily what I want to do. That also said, I haven't actually used it yet, so I'm yet to actually use it. I've built it, I've tested it, but I haven't actually used it. So I look forward to do that once I finish this video, and I'm going to record episode 3 of Finding the Factorum. So, so I have made changes based on a lot of that feedback, and I am keeping this list here up to date, which is also recorded as a text file in the mod. And then I'm also updating the change notes as well, so they're all in here. So you can see some of the stuff I've done. The order text has been duplicated, the barrel's been put in, and that sort of carry on. So yeah, and there's reasons for the couple of icons and a couple of comments I had about some missing groups, which I'll cover when I get to them. Okay, so that's that. And yeah, so now the actual mod itself. So people have been asking, how do you add to it, how can I customize it, that sort of thing. So that's what I wanted to go over today. So I'm actually going to go over how I created the mod and kind of generally how you create mods and how you share them. So I am not an expert, so I will share what I know, but I'm not an expert. So first of all, I am going to get out of that, and then I'm going to look over at that other screen. Hang on, I'll just try and drag the thing across. This one here. Okay, so I might just close you. Might be better. Yep. Okay, so we've got the data files for Space Engineers, and these are basically what we are changing when we create a mod, or when I create a mod. Because there are other ways to do it. There's all programming and stuff, but a lot of mods are based on this. So there's a whole lot of things in here. As I talked about in the last video, it is the block variant groups is the file that I changed. Now, in order to change that and have it in your system as a mod, because if you change it here, then you're changing it for the actual game, which is kind of okay if you want it to be for all your saves. But if we get an update, chances are that'll get overridden as well. So then it doesn't stay there. And, you don't want to break your game either. So if you do it as a mod, and I will just, what am I going to do? I'm going to open up this other window, which I've got here somewhere. Sorry. This one. Okay, whoops. Just try and bring it across. Okay, so this location here, user, app data, roaming, space engineers, and you got the mods folder. So what you want to do is these are my mods, and these are actually on my computer. So they're not online mods, they're not published. These are the actual, this is a way that I can do an offline mod, and this is how you build them. So here's the Rationalised build menu, and you create, so these files here will create automatically. That's the text file that I included, which has the information regarding what's in the mod. Don't need that, but you need a thumb. So this is the thumb that's on the workshop. Okay, and then we've got a data folder. Okay, and this data folder replicates this data folder. Okay, so if you're changing one of these files that's in the data folder, then you would put the file in this data folder. Okay, just like if you changed, like my all is planets is altering these data files, then I've got a data files folder in the data folder. Yeah, planet file. Yeah. Anyway, I think you get the idea. So, so this is an offline version, and I've actually just put an underscore and renamed the end of it as well, so that it is able to, so I can differentiate it from the original. Because sometimes when you have both open, yeah, it's not Flash. Okay, so then this now that this is set up like this will show on your mod list, just like when you download a mod off the workshop page. Words. Ooh. And yeah, you can upload it. When you load a mod, there's also an option to publish a mod, and that's basically what I've done here. So the workshop version, if you go into your files, which is here, so these are this is the location of any workshop things, so program files, themes, theme apps, workshop content, and it's in my computer, it's this number here. And so these are all the mods that I've downloaded off the workshop. Okay, so if we go back to the workshop, which I just shut, didn't I? That was a bit of a whoopsie. Hang on, we'll open that up again. And yep, we're still there. So if I go back to here, and there it is on the front page. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We've got the number up here, so this will appear in the also on a browser if you're accessing the workshop through there. We can close it again because I think it just copied, and I will paste that in there. I'm just going to get rid of everything. I only need the number, and there it is. So that's how you can search for your mod if you're looking for something. And when I open it, and as you can see, that is what's published based on what was in that other folder. So if you want to adapt and change the mod that I've published, what you can do is just copy this folder in its entirety. We'll do it now, We'll copy it. Copy. That's a copy. We'll close that, and I'm going to paste it in my mods folder. Okay, so this is the offline mods. I will paste it in here, and I'm going to call this Rationalised Build Menu Updated. Okay, so then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to call this Updated. Now, also one of the reasons why I've put that on the end is then to change the name of this is if we go into it, and it's opened up the wrong window, good on you. And if we go down and find some of these groups, which I'm referring to, stand by. So you can see, like planters, I've actually kept the group in. There's nothing in it, but I've kept the group. And that is because if I deleted it, and this is how I think it works, because there is a block variant groups in the original data files, that data file has a planter group, and that is populated. So by me telling the game to override it using this data file, because it's got the planters group included in this data file, then the game is saying, yep, we'll use this one. It's empty, but that's fine. Whereas if it wasn't here, it would say, oh yep, we're missing the planters file from this, so we'll put it in. So that's why these are included, these empty groups, if you're looking. Ramps is another one, storage shelves is another one. So that's why I've included those, because before it was still, even though I moved the shelf somewhere else, the original shelf group or the planter group was still there, because it is still there complete in the original data file, this one here in the main one. Right, hope that makes sense. Yeah, so, and all I've done here, so these are the groups, and you put them in whatever order you want. So the corner ones, which is these ones here, I swapped those around. So those two used to be up above these two, and that's why they were out of order. Yeah, and so this is how you can do it. You can change it however you like. There's a whole lot of, it all kind of makes sense. Just a few little bugs that I did come across. If I go into here, I did mention that I only realized it when I edited the last video that I was missing the couch group. And the reason for that was that in the cockpit group, which is here, these seats were, I tried putting them in this group, and they disappeared. The whole group disappeared. So a little bit of a bug. I don't know why it happened. I think, and going back to what I said earlier about the icons, I think it's to do with small grid and large grid mixing in a group. And I think it's kind of to do with where it's basically a large grid group, and it might have one or two small grids. So I did have to change the icon on this group, because it was kind of, even though the original icon was this freight container, it defaulted to a barrel, because in this group the barrel is the only one that's available in small grid and large grid. All the others are only large grid. So with that one, I had to, the simplest thing to do was change the icon, which is, hang on, going back to this, there is the list there for, that's the link for the icon. And if we go back into data, if we go back upper level content, then I think it's textures, GUI, icons, and these are where all the icons are. Okay, so it was blocks, cubes, maybe cubes, yeah. So this is all the icons here, and you just copy the name of it because it's already saved in there. Textures, GUI, icons, cubes. Yep. So that's how you do that. So yeah, just going back to these groups. Yeah, so this one I had to change the barrel icon, and the other one was the artificial mass, because originally it was the gravity group, but gravity gens are only large grid, whereas the artificial masses are both sizes. So the order is kind of defaulted to the one that has both variants. Yeah. So I guess that's actually pretty much it. All you need to do is just change these around and save them. Just another buggy one was this one. I think I mentioned it. I tried to put this cylindrical column into this group as a duplicate, or even just move it, and it didn't work. It meant the whole group didn't stay there. I suspect that's still the same thing with the size of the grid. So I haven't investigated it too much because it was only sort of a little bit of convenience to move it. But all these are large grid, whereas this one has both variants. So yeah, I think that's why it bugged. Yeah, I haven't really come across many others, but those were the two that sort of certainly highlighted. But yeah, that fix, and actually just going back to the barrels, adding that in as a duplicate, all suggestions that came through the social media channels. So yeah, I've taken it on board as much as I can. Somebody asked about moving the jump drive into this group. I decided just to keep it separate. I don't use it that often. It's the same with the Prototech stuff. Again, just going back to what I said earlier, I sort of made it for me. For me, it was always about rationalizing, hence the name. Trying to do things that were sensible, reduce the amount of groups, but also not minimize them down to the absolute lowest possible amount. I'm sort of happy, again, without actually having used it, without playing with it. I am kind of happy with how I've laid them out as is. So yeah, that was really enough waffling on from me. The only thing is that just keep the suggestions coming through. You do know, I think I've shown you now how to actually edit it and change it, so you can have a go. If you do it with that offline version, it's pretty hard to really muck things up, even with publishing it. Feel free to publish your versions. I take, I'm happy to share, happy for people to re-upload and all that sort of carry on to suit them. And there will be some more updates coming, so I think that I'm going to try and put some more custom blocks in, so make it compatible with custom blocks, the ones that I use, things like well pads, build and repair systems, so that it is sort of compatible with those things. I can slip them in there somewhere. But yeah, so that's that. Probably a little bit longer than what I was anticipating, but hopefully that was useful. Once again, everybody, thank you so much for the support and everything that you've done to make the mod as popular as it has been. And just keep that feedback coming. Keep those suggestions coming. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody, and have a good one.